Well guys, welcome back to another video. Now this one here, as you know, this will be in the middle of a series that we're up in Shark Bay for 10 days filming this awesome bloody fishing trip with Cam from Wild Touring. So jump over, have a look at his channel, absolutely awesome. This video here will solely be about my base camp setup and also how I pack for a longer base camp trip, because as you know, mainly for this channel 95% of the content is overlanding, moving spot to spot. So you need a simpler setup when you're moving from spot to spot, because usually our trips are 3 to 4 days long. You get to meal plan for that amount of time. Now as a base camp would go, you're in the one spot for starters for a longer amount of time, and you've also got to pack and meal plan around that longer period of time. So let me take you back to a couple of days ago where I filmed a full run through of my camp setup, and also I spoke a little bit about how to pack for these longer trips. I think those of you who are wanting to do a trip like this might pick up a few hints, and it might help you a little bit. I hope it does anyway. But also, I'm not going to act perfect. I'd love some feedback from you guys if you've got any suggestions about packing for a longer trip like this, because the main thing I ran into was thinking about, you can't meal plan for 10 exact days, because especially if you're relying on fish a lot, that's the hard part about it. Because if you're relying on catching fish, which we didn't for the first 3 to 4 days because of the wind, you've got to have some backups and have some long-term items that you can use. You know, I'll explain it in this video. Let's go back to then. There's obviously two different types of setup. I have my base camp setup, and then I have my swag setup. Obviously one's quicker than the other because we're always moving from day to day. This is going to be my base camp setup, and I also want to run you guys through a little bit of how I've packed for a longer trip, like a 10-day trip. So let's start off. Got the old, this is the Zempire Jet Set 5. I absolutely love this tent, but like any tent, it's, you know, cold air penetrates through, and as you can see, it's freaking freezing here this morning. We got to about 5-6 degrees last night, and then coming in, I've tried to keep it half clean, but over here we got the I've got the Coleman double high queen mattress with the with like a sheet on it, which does nothing again for the cold. Got this is my normal sleeping bag, and this is absolutely awesome. It's like rated to -5 or whatever. It's a Wanderer, but it still struggled last night. And then you sort of got a fair bit of room here, which is good to pack all your extra stuff. That's not mine, that's Cam's. So we've sort of stored everything here. I've got spare drinking water there. We've got the beer from shelter there that I just keep here. I have to keep it right near me at all times. Spare water, Jerry. Cam's alcohol. Got the little table there. That's an absolute beauty, mate. I've really grown to love that. Got the old air pump there, and also this mattress has got a built-in pump as well. Cam's been running his inverter at night, and as a bit of a luxury, been running the old ice maker, which is really good for the nights that you want like a nice little whiskey or something to warm your cockles. Oh, actually, sorry, I'll show you. So on the hot days, you can like all of these come down. They're really good, all of them. Good airflow. And I'll tell you what, we've had some strong freaking winds during this trip. We've had sort of like 50, 60 kilometer gusts. And this thing's held up well. I mean, like anything, as long as you peg it down well, you're good to go. I mean, look at that. And it stays sturdy as. Really good. Using these tie gear tie downs, they're absolutely awesome. I swear by them. And then over here on the actual tent, it's got like a little storage area. So under there, I've got the actual tent bag. We've got a spare fuel Jerry there, and Cam's got his little pack that fixes to the back of his canopy. But also we've had like torrential rain here as well, and not a bloody drop. Not a bloody drop. I am so stoked with that thing. I'd love to actually upgrade that to something that I can actually use with my family, but I'm not sure how I'll go yet. So yeah, got the two tables set up over here. and that's good for cooking. Have done a few cooking segments on this trip. Bloody awesome. Gonna be awesome. And the old faithful Ziggy, check out Cam's channel, because we accidentally, through our own stupidness, we forgot, well, not through our own stupidness, but Cam's induction top sort of stopped working halfway through this trip. So we've ended up finding a hack for the Ziggy to use it as a proper cooktop, rather than the actual inset cooktop kit that you can get with the Ziggy. I just don't think that's strong enough, whereas this hack that we come up with, absolutely awesome. I'll either put a link in the description for that video, or go and check Cam's channel. It'll be under like Ziggy hack or something. But also during this trip, well, of course the sun's shining now, which is beautiful, but I always have my solar set up here on the front. And I've just been getting beautiful sunshine for the last 3-4 days, but at the start it was quite hard because it was cloudy and rainy. So my fridge turned off after 3 days, I think, and I was pretty happy with that. I mean, 3 days on an AGM running the freezer, it's at freezer temperature, so minus 14 degrees. I was very happy with that. But I could run this indefinitely, you know, with the solar panel, the 120, that's an XTM, and I'm absolutely stoked with that. So, and then I just run it to the Anderson plug on the bull bar here, and that runs to the DC 1225 or whatever. But Nash Tech, the way they've installed it is just so nice and neat, and it has been so damn reliable. I'm really happy with that, and thank you, Nash Tech. You guys are freaking legend. Trav and Darren, absolute legends. Now, next thing I wanted to show you for the longer trips, usually for the short weekenders that we usually do, the 3-4 dayers, I'll always meal plan down to the last ingredient, just so I know that by the end of the weekend, usually I've used up everything and we're good to go. But for a longer trip like this, I sort of loosely meal planned, but didn't do it like too accurate. I just sort of overbought everything. I just sort of bought your longer items that last longer, and then meal plan loosely around that. So for example, I did a cob loaf. So I wanted to do the cob loaf in the first 2 or 3 nights so that the bread doesn't go to shit. And then instead of taking bread, I brought, you know, wraps. Wraps last ages, so that's really good. And I've got a heap of wraps left, but we're doing fish tacos today. Wanker! You wanker! You that was gold. Yes. Oh man, my heart just skipped a beat. Oh, I'm gonna need to restart that. I'm so sorry. No, don't be sorry. I mean, as in, I'm about to have a heart attack.
Do you want me to tell you where you're at?
No, I knew where I was at. That's fine. What a prick. No, but like I was saying, so we're having fish tacos today, but it was more about thinking about long-term ingredients more than anything. And one of the best things I have done is, I remember doing this back in the day for the longer trips, is a dry box. And I haven't used bugger all of it, I'll be honest with you, because most of the stuff has come out of the fridge, but a lot of this will get used today. So all the panko will get used, the oil will get used. I've got a packet of cereal there, but we, you know, Cam pre-made some the breakfast and stuff like that, and a heap of flour. Got a heap of flour, and then like long life milk, because I like me bickies and milk. Tell you what, that's the best bicky out there, I reckon. There's no better bicky. And yeah, just snacks and stuff like that. But this dry box has been really good to sort of leave in the car. Apart from that, got the old spare life jacket. This is the recovery gear. This bag here, mate. Look at that seatbelt. That's grab me gear. Of course it is. You know, you guys know I love grab me gear. And my compressor there. And you actually don't really need a compressor for this trip, because on the entrance of where we are, they have like full air compressors either side, which is really, really good. And I must also say that this national park, Francis Perrin National Park, I've never seen a national park so clean, so well looked after. So not as though I have any pull anywhere, but if anyone from that authority is watching, freaking pat yourself on the back. You guys are killing it. Now, another thing. So my camera gear is there. I'll keep all my camera gear here on the front seat just so I can easily get to it. I've got this awesome little tool roll from Amazon. Love Amazon. I'm an addict. And that's just got, you know, wire, cable ties. You know, you got... and then you got, you know, tools in there, just general tools, you know, spanners and stuff like that. But really, that's worked out well because it fits beautifully under my front seat, and it's, you know, it's got most, actually, if not every single type of spanner that fits every single bolt in this car. I would like to put up a list of what, for anyone who owns a 76 or, you know, a 79 or whatever, there's like 3 bolt sizes that you can basically undo this car with. I'll put them up if I remember, but if not, you know, there is basic, I think it's like 14, 16, 17 and 19 maybe, but that's pretty much it. Again, guys, very, very simple, and that's the way I like it. The more simple, the less things that can break, I guess. So I'm still just running, you know, the BC-DC 1225 at the front. Nice AGM battery, run by a solar panel, simple as. But I reckon in the future, just after seeing Cam's setup, I might go a lithium setup next. And again, just a real simple lithium setup, but it looks pretty good from what he can do. You know, if he's got sun, he can run all that gear that he's got in there, indefinitely, and I'm quite jealous, a little bit jealous. You know, the air fryer is pretty bloody awesome, I've got to admit. I don't think I could ever do it just because it's too fancy for a little old knob like me. But I'll tell you what, that has been a bit of a lifesaver on this trip, I'll be honest. Just fast, hot food really quick. So thank you, Cam, for letting me hitch rides in it, mate, with my food. So I did also say that I'd also mention what I would pack and what I've overpacked and what I would not bring again. Now, on my side of the setup, there is honestly not one thing that I have not used here. Actually, there is one thing, but I'll keep it in my setup anyway. It's the little table that I pointed out, the little black boot liner one with the orange lid on it. That is invaluable. It's so awesome to rest drinks on and stuff like that. But again, on a Basecamp, you have heaps of table room anyway. So I can honestly say the only thing, and I think Cam will agree with me, I'd like to ask him as well just now, he's just behind you, kayaks. I think kayaks are a bit of a waste of time up here in Shark Bay, just because we haven't had a dead still day except for the first day, and it's still, the current still sort of pushes you away anyway. So I'm going to ask Cam the exact same question. What have you packed? Did you overpack anything, or what would you not bring again?
Yeah, I brought too much crap.
What haven't you used?
The ice machine we could have done without.
100%.
I'd need to find a good ice cube tray that fits in that freezer.
Yes.
Something with a sealed lid. I want to find something like that.
Good idea. Yep.
Other than that, yeah, kayaks, I agree with that.
Yep.
But if I hadn't taken the boat, I would have taken the kayaks.
Absolutely.
But
yep.
I'd rig up a sounder and stuff on the kayaks and get them set up for fishing.
Like a Hobie, or would you do that style?
I'd rather a Hobie.
Yep, I agree with you.
If I didn't have a boat, yeah, I'd drop a grand on a
yep.
Hobie. But
yep.
With a boat, I can't bring myself to do it.
Yep.
Other than that, Pete, I mean the usual. I brought too much food, too much beer,
yep.
and probably too many clothes.
Yep.
But yeah, it's nice to have that. You don't want to run out of clean socks, or
you don't want to be low on any of those things. Let's be honest.
You don't want to be hungry. You
yep.
definitely don't want to be thirsty.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
I think we did pretty well, man. It was just a few little things, but apart from that, we didn't need anything. We didn't want for anything, except for maybe bait.
Yeah. Agree.
But we were close enough to town, luckily. But if we were remote, we'd be a bit stuffed, wouldn't we? We'd spend more time doing the whiting.
Yeah.
Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah.
You're the whiting king now, mate.
We got close to nailing it though. Like, we were comfortable. Like, we stayed for 10 days. I was saying to you before, I could honestly do another 10 right off the back. I miss my family and that. I miss the girls.
God, we've been saying that. We've been blubbering to each other like two sooks. I miss them.
Yeah,
we really do.
We're family men. We
are.
We like to be spend a lot of time with family.
Yeah.
But outside of that, like we're having a shower every other day, especially if we're covered in bait and crap.
Oh man, I wanted to touch on that as well.
Go.
With showers, I don't know if you agree. I think you will agree that I can go for any amount of time. So usually on weekenders, I won't have a shower.
Yeah.
No use. Yeah, sleeping. You know, same clothes, whatever. You smell when you get home a fire.
Yeah.
But this trip here, I could go for 2-3 months if I have a shower every third or fourth night. No worries at all. It just refreshes you, doesn't it? It's been nice. It's been a nice little luxury.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we've gotten it down pretty efficient, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I mentioned that some part in the video, somewhere.
There's drop dunnies here too, though. That makes a big difference.
Oh,
as well.
It does. Yeah, sitting at that height is nice, isn't it? Yeah.
We're pretty comfortable.
Yeah, we are. So, beauty, man. Thanks for that. Well, there you have it, guys. I hope you guys have found this somewhere near helpful for you guys, but also, with packing and with food preparation and stuff like that. I would love to hear your feedback. If you've got any tips for me, geez, I don't want to sit here and sound like a know-all ever, because I always want to be learning. So I'd love to hear from you guys as well. If you agree, if you have anything to add, I'd love to hear it. So thank you so much for watching this episode. If you found it informative at all, or if you don't mind looking at a red face for a couple of minutes, put a thumbs up for me. I don't know if it helps at all, but I don't know. It gauges something, I guess. I don't know. If you like what you see, if you're a first-time viewer, consider subscribing and staying around. You'll feel good about your fishing abilities if you watch my channel. 100%. Guys, consider becoming a Patreon also. Do extra episodes on every trip. I try and do standalone episodes on certain days off that I have. And we try and get out for a camp out whenever we can. It's really good to engage with you guys and meet you. So, other than that, thank you guys so damn much. I'm going to go and enjoy this, because it's pretty shitty up here. There's clouds everywhere. See you in the next one.